Good morning, everyone. I thought I'd come to you on this morning to say, listen, God is working it all out for your good. He's working it out for your good. Sometimes God is working behind the scenes, even though you can't see what he's doing, but he's working it all out for your good. Yeah, he's working it all out for your good. It don't feel good and it feels very uncomfortable, but sometimes God needs you to be right there. Don't you move unless God says move. Don't you move unless God says move. We know that Romans 8:28 says that he's working everything out for the good of us. He's working everything out for us, for the good of us who love him, right? So because we know that Romans 8:28 says that all things works out. All things. It don't say some things, but he's working all things out. Sometimes just because we can't see it don't mean that he's not working. Just because it looks like, wait a minute, all the stuff that I'm going through and seems like everything is falling apart. Sometimes when they're falling apart, God is saying, no, they're falling into place to where I want them. Because sometimes we build up this stuff for how we want it. We do this stuff for how we want it. And God says, let me tear that down and tear that down. Yep, you built that. But now let me tear that down and tear that down because I got need of you. I'm calling you to a place that's deeper than what your eyes can see. That's deeper than what you are now. So because I'm calling you to a place that's deeper than where you are now, I got to prepare you for a place that I'm taking you. And sometimes, guess what? The preparation don't feel good. The preparation don't feel good, but guess what? It's necessary. It's necessary that it had to happen this way. It's necessary that this stuff had to work out just like this. It's necessary that you had to go through just like this. It was necessary. Because you'll never get to your next without going through the necessary steps. Sometimes we want to skip the steps of, wait a minute, God, I want this and I want that and I want to do this and I want to do that. But God said, wait a minute, there's steps to this. There's steps to this. And so we want to skip those because those are the hard steps. Those are the steps that makes us be crushed. Those are the steps that make us feel like we're falling apart. God says, you're not falling apart on this morning, but you're falling into place where I called you to. See, I'm reminded of the story when God told Abraham, he says, go to a place and I will show you. He says, leave your kindred. It means leave your family and all this stuff behind. But you going to go to a place that I showed you. Now, Abraham didn't know, and he wasn't even Abraham at this time. He was Abram. But he didn't know where he was going. All he knew that God said go, and he had to be obedient in the go. He had to be obedient. See, in this moment, some of us have no choice but to trust God. In this moment, some of us have no choice but to look to God. And that's just what God wants us, right? But it's like, it seems like it's falling apart. It seems like everything, but it's like, God got you too, right? You know that God has you right where he wants you. Yeah. It's the hard place, but God got you. You know that in this moment that God is not going to let you fall. You know that in this moment that God is carrying you on the way each and every day. When you don't know where this going to come from or that's going to come from, you saying, okay, God, yep, that's you. Okay, God, I see you. I see you. Yep. You know that God has you in this very moment, right where you're at. And sooner or later, guess what? Some of us will have to go to a place that he show us. Because guess what? You in your place of preparation. And so, like I said, preparation don't feel good, but it's working out for us, for our good. I think about how, like me and my husband, we would get ready to prepare and to pack to go somewhere or go on vacation. And so it makes you come out of your norm, right? And that's what preparation does. It makes you come out of your norm or what you would normally do, because now you got to prepare for where you're going. Yep. So you got to add this in and that in, and some stuff you'll forget because like, wait a minute, I forgot to add this. I forgot to add that. Wait a minute, let me go back. So preparation says, I got to get this ready. I got to get that ready. But preparation and God says, yep, I'm breaking this off. I'm breaking that off. I'm breaking this off. You won't need this in the next season. You won't need them in the next season. Now, that don't mean that something's wrong with them. But in the next season of where you're going, you won't need this. Remember, I told you now, God told Abram, go to a place. He says, leave your kindred. Go to a place and I'll show you. Go to a place. So that means Abram had to walk this thing out blindfold, literally, not knowing where he was going. But when God said stop, he stopped. When God said go, he went. So that's what we have to do in this moment. Knowing that God is preparing us in this moment to go to a place that he's going to show us, but he's preparing us. Maybe he's strengthening you in your voice. Maybe he's strengthening your walk with him. Maybe he's strengthening your faith walk, your faith talk, your faith actions. So maybe he's strengthening you in areas that he knows, because he knows us far better than we know ourselves. So maybe he's strengthening you in areas that you was once silent in. Maybe he's strengthening you in areas where you was once weak in. He said, I got to strengthen that. I got to strengthen that. But I got to break off this. Or I got to break off that. I got to break off them. I got to let you know you won't need them in this season, because I'm sending you somewhere. So the preparation don't feel good, but it's necessary. But like I said, some of us have no choice. Some of us have no choice. See, in this very moment, I have no choice but to trust God. In this very moment, I have no choice but to have faith in God. In this very moment, I have no choice but to worship. No choice but to praise him. No choice but to still honor and glorify his name. It's all good, but it's all God. All good, but it's all God. You have no choice in the matter, but still carry on your everyday thing. Have faith in the matter. Get up and knowing that God still has you. You have no choice but to still worship your Father. This is your season of preparation. It's all falling into place to where God wants it to be. This is not your season to be silent, but let God prepare you for what he's calling you to. There's a place that he's calling you. I told y'all that is deeper than what your eyes can see. Deeper than what your eyes can see. He's preparing you in this season. You won't take this stuff with you. No. Because I'm breaking it off, God says. You won't have to carry this stuff with you. You won't carry this load with you. No. Because I'm breaking it off. I'm letting you leave all that behind. Leave all that behind. And you're going to stop when I tell you to stop. You're going to go when I tell you to go. This time, you're going to follow it out God's way. This time, you're going to let him lead you. This time. Remember, he's working it all out for your good. All of it going to work for your good. All of it. It may not look like it now, but all of it is working for your good. And I pray you all be blessed. But know that on this morning, that it's all working out for your good. It's all working out for your good. It's not falling apart, but it's falling in place where God wants it to. And I pray you all be blessed.